Okay, question 3 on the midterm quiz. It says this. Now, an important part of this is to read it. Now, if you've been one of my students, we learn to kind of differentiate between this here, and I guess the difference between this and this. And with my students, what we ended up doing is saying, this says negative 2 squared, and this says the opposite of 2 squared. We learned that if the brackets are around the negative symbol, then it means this is the base, right? Which means if this is the base because it's in brackets, we're going to use it in repeated multiplication, which means negative 2 multiplied by itself twice. But because it's not in brackets over here, the negative symbol is not in brackets, it's sometimes easiest to interpret it rather not being a negative, but rather being the opposite of. So we say the opposite of 2 squared, which would be a negative 4, and over here would be a positive 4. Okay? That's just a reminder of what the difference is between those two. Because when we look at this question, what we actually have written here, if I read it, is negative 2 cubed plus the opposite of 2 squared. So, negative 2 cubed. What is negative 2 cubed? It means negative 2 multiplied by itself 3 times, which will give us negative 8, plus the opposite of 2 squared. Since 2 squared is 4, the opposite of 4 is negative 4, divided by 1 squared. The reason why I put that on here for the review is because some people out there still believe that to be 2, but it's really 1 multiplied by itself twice, which gives us 1. And if you're really astute, you realize now that I have a numerator that needs to be simplified, and then I'm going to take that answer and divide it by 1. But because I'm going to be dividing by 1, that's really not necessary anymore, so I can just destroy it and have fun destroying it. And simply get the sum of negative 8 and negative 4, which is going to be negative 12. That's your answer. That's the solution to the simplification of that exponent question.